good people? My name is Sila, but you can call me Shirley. I'm a proud South African currently residing and working in South Korea as an ESL teacher. This is my first official video, so thank you so much for clicking on it. Please be reminded to like, comment, subscribe, and share. So for today's video, I'm going to discuss my journey to South Korea. So I've always wanted to come to South Korea and teach. In fact, I was teaching back in South Africa as a high school history teacher. I became more and more interested in coming to South Korea in 2020 during lockdown, but I was doing my second year of honors in education, so I just did my research telling myself I will start applying in 2021. Didn't think about it for the spring intake in 2021, but then started getting a bit more serious for the fall intake 2021, but I was held back by the fact that I still had braces on, so I decided no, I'll do it 2022. So I started applying in I think it was December or so of 2021 for the spring intake of 2022, and went through the whole process. I had set my documents, I had gotten my PPC and whatever, yeah, that thing, had sent it to go get notarized. I had sent my degrees to Sakwa and whatnot. However, they took too long to come back, and my agents just sent me an email saying, sorry, the application process is closed, so you can't apply. I was so heartbroken. But that meant that my documents were ready for the 2022 fall intake. So immediately when those applications opened up, he sent me an email asking me, so are you still willing, still interested in applying for South Korea? And I was like, yeah, let's do this. So I then got all my documents together, applied. I literally used the same information from my first application and the second one. I was copying, pasting, because I would look at the questions, especially for the essays, and write them down in a Word document and then put them, just to go and edit and make sure I'm putting everything together correctly. So I did that. I just copy paste, changed it here and there wherever I feel like I wanted to change what I was saying. Applied, passed that process. Then I get an email for interview. I get the interview, everything goes pashash, get accepted as well. Then I get the job offer. I have to send now my documents all the way to South Korea. At this point, remember, I've still got a job as a high school teacher, so I haven't told anyone. I haven't told my boss that there's a possibility of this and that, because I wanted to be sure. I didn't want any, also people, how they are. People are haters. Something doesn't work out and they're like, oh shit, where did you think you were going? Ugh, couldn't deal with it. So I decided, let me just keep it to myself for now. Obviously my close friends, colleagues at work, they were the ones that I told. When my documents came back with the contracts, that's when I was like, oh, they were like, go get your visa, go get your visa. And then I got so excited and my phone. So at this point, I get my documents back and it's time for me to go get my visa. And I believe it was then when I decided it was time that I start telling my boss. However, I decided to first tell my HOD, head of department, because I was teaching matriculants at the time. And for anyone who has ever taught matriculants, or if you were a matriculant at some point in your life, you know how important it is for the learners to remain with that teacher up until the end. So I didn't want her to feel like I duped her. I wanted her to be prepared and know that this is what I have going on, and there's a possibility that I might be outie, so you need to start thinking about who you can put in my place. And I mean, this is like June, July, guys, so it was kind of unfortunate because I left my kids in the middle of the year, but yeah, I feel like I did the most to prepare them. Anyway, I let her know. She's so excited for me, so supportive, encourages me a few days later to tell the principal. So I'm like, ooh, I was so scared and nervous because I don't know why in my mind I figured that they might react negatively, even though there was no reason for them to. But also I think it had a lot to do with the fact that this is the place where I had worked for like the past 7 years, and my first real teaching job. I had worked somewhere else for a few months before when I started teaching, but at that school, that's when I really like got into teaching. That's where I grew as a teacher. So I think that as well made me so nervous that it was also me coming to terms with the fact that you are actually leaving. So one day after school, I told him, and he's like, what? I'm so happy for you. I was like, yes. He's like, you're young, I can't hold you back, you must spread your wings, do what you gotta do. Something happens along the way where you don't end up going, we will still have a place for you here, so don't worry so much. I was like, what? So blessed, so blessed. So anyway, I let him know and we start putting together how I'm going to resign, because you need about 30 days. But since I was like completely resigning and not asking for a transfer, I think you can do immediate or 24-hour, something like that. Finally, I get my visa a week later. It didn't even take that long, and that's when I knew that this Korea gig is secure, and that's when I could start actually buying my plane tickets and whatnot. So now we get to the issue of money. Hey guys, yes, you hear me mention the fact that I was working, but I was just a public high school teacher. There's no money in that, guys. Really, let me be honest with you. Like, there is no money. You will live. I had no money, guys. I literally had no money to come to South Korea. I had told myself, it's all good, I'm working, I'll just go to my bank and extend my credit card or get a loan. It should be easy, right? I had no way of getting a plane ticket at this point, and the agency wanted my flight itinerary ASAP. They were like, you need to book your flight, you need to hurry this up. And I think this is like towards the end of July, so I am stressing. Time was running out, so I eventually then turned to my dearest older sister, Maureen. Love you. She then buys the plane ticket for me, and I'm like set. My other sister is like, Sila, why don't you just sell your car? And I'm like, that's a good idea. Because she was like, what are you gonna do with it? When you come back, you're definitely not gonna still want to drive that car. I mean, my car wasn't bad. I loved my little Rafiki. It was a Hyundai Grand i10. So I mean, I had it since 2015. It was still in good condition, because you know us women take care of our babies. So she's like, just sell it, because you don't want to be overseas stressing about wherever you've left your car and whoever you've left it with is taking care of it and not abusing it and blah 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 blah. I do the evaluation on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday they come through, they check my car out. Same day they're like, okay, it's fine, we're taking it, here's the amount we're giving you. I'm like, this is actually happening. I'm letting go of my first car. Literally before he left the complex, the money was in my account. 17th of August, wee hours of the morning, get onto the plane. From South Africa. We arrived in Qatar. Jeez, look at that. Yes. To go take our second flight that took us straight to Korea. arrived finally on the 18th of August.
Her. And some other checks that I made today, and some beaches. So I already know the town that I'm also going to.
Met up with the other girls, and yeah, because we had to book a hotel.
That's why these in Qatar are really important.
Yeah, very, very.
For only data to translate that.
Exactly. Especially if we're stuck somewhere. For the night, because orientation only started on the 19th, and I'm so happy I did that, because if I had tried to take a flight that landed on the 19th, I probably would have missed the transport that would have taken us from the airport to orientation, the university, Changwon University. And Changwon University is quite a distance from Incheon Airport, so yeah, I'm glad we did that. And it was all a success, and now I am here. How many months in? 4 months in or so. Hey, and I can't wait to show you guys the rest of my experience and journey here in South Korea. I hope you'll stay with me. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and follow me on Instagram at Shirley's 30s. Thank you guys.